Welcome to Smart Physics as we continue with our step-by-step walkthroughs through the IGCSE Physics Theory Component 41 of October-November 2025. In this presentation, we're going to zero in on question number 7. So let's quickly delve into it. Question number 7 reads, Fig 7.1 shows a circuit containing 6.0 volt battery of cells and 3 identical resistors. It's very important to note that the resistors are identical, meaning they have the same resistance. Resistance R1 is equals to resistance R2, which is equals to resistance R3. Now item A says switch 1 is closed and switch 2 is open. The current in the ammeter is 0.080 amps. Calculate the resistance of R1. Now if switch 2 is open, it means we only have one loop in this circuit. So current will only flow around this loop. No current will come to this loop since this one is open. Meaning the total resistance in this circuit is the same as R1 plus R2 because R3 has been taken out since switch S2 is open. So for us to find the resistance of R1, we need to first record the data given. So we are given that the voltage in the circuit is 6.0 volts, the current is 0.080, and by Ohm's law we can find the total resistance because Ohm's law says total resistance is total voltage divided by total current. So our total voltage as given is 6 volts and our total current is 0.08, giving us a total of 75 ohms in the branch. So in other words, we can safely say resistance R1 plus resistance R2 is equals to 75 ohms. Right. So since the resistors are identical and they are in series, the sum of their resistance is equal to 75. Therefore, we can say R1 plus R2 is equal to 75. Since they are equal with double R1, we are going to find 75 divided by 2 is equal to 37.8. Every time when you are presenting your final answer in the space provided, ensure that your answer is to a minimum of 2 significant figures. So my final presentation is going to be R is 38 ohms. Key notes: if you are not given units, ensure to put units. So we have put units ohms. My presentation, the final answer is to a minimum of 2 significant figures. Hence, I can harvest both these marks. Part B reads, S1 and S2 are both closed. Determine the reading on the ammeter. Show your working. So let me recall the circuit. We are now saying S2 is closed, meaning we now have 2 loops. The upper loop where current is flowing and the lower loop where also current is flowing. We now have 2 loops, branch 1 and branch 2. So current comes, it reaches this junction. It's called a node or a junction. Then it divides. Part of it goes to the upper branch, part of it goes to the lower branch. Now for us to determine the reading of the ammeter is reading the total current because it's current before division. There are 2 important things we need to recall. Number 1, parallel circuits are current dividers. In other words, the total current passing through the ammeter will divide into branch 1, so we have current 1, and branch 2, so we have current 2. So we can safely say total current is equal to current through branch 1 plus current through branch 2. That's the first thing we need to note. The second thing we need to note is voltage is not divided in parallel. In other words, the voltage of the source is equal to the voltage of this branch, which is 6 volts, and the voltage of this branch also, which is 6 volts, because voltage is not divided. Therefore, we can safely say the voltage applied in branch 1 is equal to the voltage applied in branch 2. So with this, let's start by finding the current passing through the top branch. The top branch has a resistance of 75 ohms because this one is 37.5, this one is 37.5. We add the two, we get 75. Now, according to Ohm's law, V over R is equals to I. What is V? We said this branch has 6 volts. What is R? It has a total resistance of 75 due to the combination of these two resistors in series, giving us a current of 0.08. So we can safely say current 1 in the branch 1 is 0.08 plus. Now current in branch 2 has a voltage of 6 volts and there is only one resistor of 37.5, and we're going to get the current in branch 2 to be 0.16. So if we want the total current which is being read by the ammeter, we add the two currents, 0.16 bottom branch plus 0.08 top branch, we are going to get 0.24 amps. So all the working is shown, the current divider rule at the junction, and the voltage is being applied equally across all branches. Part 2 of being. Explain in terms of work done and potential difference why there is a large heating effect in R3 than in R1. Let's erase this so that we can address this question with a clear picture. Right. So we want to explain in terms of work done and potential difference why there is a larger heating effect on R3 than R1. Now, the first thing we need to understand here is the branch voltage are the same. We have 6 volts here and 6 volts here because we want to explain in terms of voltage and work done. So these 6 voltages within branch 1, they are divided in such a way that R1 takes 3 volts and R2 takes 3 volts, since these resistors are identical. So in this branch we have 6 volts, but 3 volts are applied across R1 and the other 3 volts are applied across R2. In this branch we have 6 volts as well, but all of them are applied across R3. So R3 has a higher voltage applied across it. Since it's a single resistor in the branch, it's not sharing it with another resistor. Now, voltage is the energy per unit charge. In other words, voltage is work done per unit charge in passing through that charge across a component. Across R1, there is a 3 volt, meaning less energy is being dissipated in moving a coulomb of charge across R1. So the ideal answer was R3 is in its own branch, so the full 6 volts acts across it. The full 6 volts are applied across it. The voltage is shared between R1 and R2, so the potential difference across R1 is smaller. It's 3 volts, which is smaller than 6. Since work done depends on potential difference, the work done, energy transferred per unit charge, per coulomb of charge, depends on potential difference, which is the work done. More work is being done in moving a coulomb of charge across R3. Therefore, there is a larger heating effect in R3. I hope you have been helped on this particular question. If you've not yet subscribed to Smart Physics, hit the subscription button and the notification bell, because we are running through serious revision in physics.